all means, get back to Jerusalem to keep those feasts. Genesis 19:3, we've got the story of Lot. And it says, and he pressed upon them greatly, talking about the angels that came to visit him. And they turned unto him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast. And he did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Now, was he baking unleavened bread because that's the best stuff around? Was he poor? He was an elder sitting at the gate. Why is he baking unleavened bread? Why could they not destroy the city until he left? Because he was keeping the feast. The feasts are your protection. If there's people in Orangeburg, South Carolina, that are keeping the feast, you don't have to worry about the Russians nuking us and blowing this place away. It ain't going to happen. Now, one day it will happen to America, but it won't until he's moved you on out of the way. It's coming, but you don't have to be in fear of it because you know what the protection is. Lot was protected because he was in the feast. Now, what I'm about to share with you is one of Jones' teachings. The 7 branches of the menorah are also representative of the 7 days of creation, the 7 spirits of God, and also the 7 feasts. They all correspond. Everything in the physical world is a copy of what's going on in the spirit realm. The spirit realm is the real realm. This isn't reality. The spirit realm that's all around us that we can't see, that's reality. Okay? So everything you see has a counterpart in the spirit realm. So we have a menorah here on earth, and correspondingly, there is a spiritual menorah in heaven. When we're dealing with earth and we're dealing with our flesh, God's always trying to bring us life. You have to have a man and a woman come together to have life. That's why God's against homosexuality, because that does not bring life. It's simple anatomy. It's not that he's prejudiced against people of that lifestyle. The physical earth, female. The heavens are male. Anytime you see male in the Bible, he's talking spiritual. Anytime you see female, he's talking physical. That's why Paul said, keep your women quiet. He wasn't saying keep your women quiet. Well, he was, because in that particular setting, there was a good reason to do that. But he was not giving us a halakha ruling for all time saying, keep women quiet. What he's saying in a deeper soul level meaning is, you keep that female fleshly part of you subjected to the spiritual part of you. Now, you know, all of us raised Pentecostal and Church of God, we've been trying to kill our flesh for a long time. It's a good thing we didn't, because if we did, we'd be dead. You got to have flesh to live. You got to have female to live and male to live. You take either one of them away, you're not alive. We keep our flesh under. We don't kill it. Little deeper level teaching there that Paul was giving us. But it takes both. And when you have both, you have life. God judged the earth the first time by water. He'll judge it the last time by fire. That judgment was not only history, but it was also prophecy. Again, everything in the Bible, history and prophecy. There was a judgment, and there's coming a judgment. How was Noah protected during the judgment? He built an ark that had 3 levels, had a little opening at the top. It had a door, and guess the door opened and folded down. It probably looked something like this. The window, level 1, 2, 3, and the little door coming in. The ark and the menorah are one and the same. When you celebrate the feast on earth, you are building your ark of protection in the heavenlies. You want to be protected when God's judgment comes? Better start building your ark. How do I build my ark? I celebrate the feast. It's not hard. We don't have to do, all the things that we were told, to be a good Christian, you got to do this, and don't go to the movies, and, don't do this, and just do the feast. Now, who's bound up in legalism? Us people that are going back to the law, and I'm just telling you, there's just a couple things you got to do. Or those systems in which we were raised in that have grace, but yet you can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do that, and you can't do that. Which one are you freer in? It's not real hard, is it? Noah was given a certain order to get on the ark. Noah was to go on first, followed by his 3 sons, followed by his wife, and followed by his 3 daughter-in-laws. Noah was given a different order to get off of the ark. Noah was to get off of the ark, followed by his wife, then his sons and daughter-in-laws. When he got on, that's an order of death. All the men are together, all the women are together. When he got off, he was supposed to get off male and female together, a new creation, a new life, a new world, a new starting over. And that's the same thing that's going to happen the next go-round too. He's going to bring judgment on the earth. We're going to be in the ark. We'll be all right. And out of that's going to come a new creation. But we've got to follow his word. You may remember, Noah didn't get off in the order that God told him to get off. Noah got off in the order that he got on. He didn't have his wife beside him. He got off with his 3 sons beside him. So the next scene is Noah lying in the cave drunk, naked, and who discovers him? Is his wife there to cover up his nakedness? No, because Noah didn't follow the word. Noah did it the old way. Well, this way was good enough getting on. We'll get off this way. Nope, different time. Different word for different time. It may have worked in the past, but you need to make sure that's the word for today. He did it wrong, and a curse came on the earth. We'll make sure we do it right. We'll make sure we know what time we're in. So, male and female brings forth life. The feasts are our protection. Protection from what? From the coming judgments. There are judgments that are coming upon this earth, as you all know, until God shows me something different. I teach a 7,000-year creation, 6 1,000-year days, followed by a 1,000-year period, which is our Sabbath rest. We call it the millennial kingdom. And between that year, the end of that year 6,000 and the beginning of that year 7,000, something's going to happen. A lot of stuff's going to happen. And, we see all of these signs and these things going on that match the patterns, like the oil spills and the earthquakes and the hurricanes, and we think, man, we're getting close to the end. We're getting close to something, but I don't think it's the end. The end's still another 1,000 years from now. I think what we're getting close to, what we're transitioning to, if we're at the end of day 6 and day 7 is about to start, is it light or dark when a new day starts? It's dark. The new day starts at sunset. Darkness is bad. Darkness is evil. Just had our Torah portion, Korah. Moses waited until the morning before he dealt with Korah and the other guys. They come under the cover of night. When did Judas come? Under the cover of night. When's your betrayal going to come? Under the cover of night and the darkness of what's about to come. There's a new day dawning, and it's going to be a happy day. But it gets dark first. So we're in this time of transition, and to know what to do and where to be and where to go, we need to look at the patterns of what has been in the past. Just like the first century church, we're in a chiastic structure of time. If you'll remember, it said the first century church would go from house to house, and they had meetings, but they also met in the temple. But after a while, there was no temple. The temple was destroyed. Pretty much house to house after that. For the next 2,000 years, we've really not had to meet undercover, at least not us in America, in Europe. We've got big, wonderful, beautiful churches, and God has used that to evangelize